So this is Hopper. It's an oil on canvas, and it's about an incident that happened when I was about 3 years old. I was at nursery. The nursery I went to was vandalised quite frequently outside, so all the swings were always hanging off the chains. There was often one swing for people to be able to swing on, and we'd have to queue to use it. But one of the things in the playing area was an empty sand pit. The sand had all gone, but we still used it to play in. Health and safety be damned, it was the 70s. So one of the games that we played in this particular sand pit, we all piled inside and two people would go either side. This game that was invented by us to make use of the space, I suppose. And someone would throw a bouncy hopper, a space hopper, across the kids. And we would all duck, and anyone who got hit with the bouncy hopper had to come out of the sand pit. And unfortunately, I was hit on the back of the head and was near the corner of the sand pit, and it was concrete, and I cracked my head open and wasn't aware of it at first. And as all the other kids started getting out of the sand pit and I was gushing blood everywhere, my little hand being left-handed, I didn't notice it was on the right. I still have a nice scar from it, and suddenly realised something was horribly wrong. I really did bash my head quite badly, as it turned out. While I was waiting for an ambulance, the lady at the nursery had phoned my mum and she was on her way. I wasn't calming down, so she gave me some pasters, some sweets, which don't exist anymore, but they were like little opal fruits, which were mint flavoured, spearmint flavoured, and they had green stripes on them, so you can sort of see the packet here, an inference of these here. And actually, if you look closer, you can see part of the space hopper here. I was taken to the hospital. I had stitches without any sort of anaesthetic, which was pretty awful. I remember that quite clearly. And then I went home and actually spent a week delirious. Apparently I was ranting and raving, made no sense. And I have little memories of being on the sofa and drinking milk and eating chocolate digestive biscuits and watching the Wombles, but that's about it. Apparently for the rest of the time I was quite distressing to be around, apparently. So this particular incident's very clear in my mind, even though it was a long time ago. And obviously I have the scar from that particular thing, but I thought it was an interesting thing to revisit because it's something that I have thought about quite a lot over the years, because it was this sort of game that went wrong. And it's a really bizarre story, but it's also a story that's so typical of so many kids who sort of get lost in their own imaginations and create things, and sometimes it doesn't always go right. So this green obviously was referencing these particular things that were the calming element, which was this lady giving me these sweets to sort of calm me down a bit, and sort of enjoying those and thinking about that. I can literally still taste them, even though you can't buy them anymore. They don't exist. But actually the factory, I have been past the factory a couple of times. There was a factory nearby, which is bizarre. Yeah, so there's lots of objects in here that refer to that. And actually once the drawing was crushed, again, it becomes more painterly. So again, you can sort of see the element of still life here, but then it sort of gets lost in the swirls of the paint, which I really enjoy, and it's been quite a favourite of those who like green.